guys? Today I'm bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. But before we get into the battle, let's talk about a few things here. Google, what the hell are you doing to YouTube? If you guys haven't noticed, they completely changed the comment section. It's all weird now. And I absolutely refuse to link my YouTube account to Google Plus unless I am absolutely forced to. You're not taking me alive. Anyways, my point for saying this is I'm not going to be able to reply to YouTube comments until they force me to link my account to Google Plus, and I don't know when that's going to be. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to reply. I'm going to be reading all of them. I'm just not going to be able to say anything back. Anyways, another point I wanted to bring up before getting into the battle. I have an Exploud on my team, and that's because in an attempt to keep things fresh, fun, entertaining, and just all around, you know, cool. I'm going to be taking Pokemon requests, you know, obscure Pokemon that you want to see on my team, want to see showcased on my teams. So today I'm going to be showcasing this Exploud here, and basically I want you guys to leave Pokemon suggestions in the comments telling me which Pokemon you want to see me use. Now, if it's a really weird Pokemon, keep in mind I do have to breed it, I do have to EV train it, so I don't know when I'm going to be using it, but I'll definitely try and get to them all. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the battle. Now, Exploud is good for one reason and one reason only. It gets Boom Burst. Boom Burst is the same power, it has the same strength as Hyper Beam, except there's no chance of missing, and there's no cooldown. You don't have to wait another turn before you can use it again. Not only that, it gets Scrappy, so it can hit ghost types. He was completely unaware of this. I'm gonna go for the Boom Burst. Kaboom, bitch! Destroy him! Completely gets annihilated. The thing just exploded everywhere. Sableye limbs and guts all over the battlefield. What are you doing? Oh my lord, he completely did not see that coming. I know he didn't see that coming because he stayed in and just died. Anyways, that's why I wanted to use Exploud. That was the only reason I wanted to use Exploud, because he gets a stupid powerful move. It's stab, it's base 210 on Exploud. And it's just super strong. It can hit ghost types even though it's a normal move because it's Scrappy. Exploud is a monster. All of a sudden. This is the best generation by far, man. Everything is a monster. Everything. Anyways, he brings out a Heracross. He goes for the close combat. I predict that switch into my Talonflame. Eat up the close combat. I predict him to switch out. It doesn't even matter what he switches into. I just knew he would switch out. He brings in the Donphin. That is the wrong move. Exploud is coming back out, and he's going to eat your babies. He's going to eat your soul. Yummy, delicious, nutritious Donphin souls. Except he's going to switch out. He's going to switch out to his Steel-type Pokemon in an attempt to take the Boom Burst. You are not Hard Body. What are you doing? You cannot take a Boom Burst from Exploud. Are you insane? Look at that. It did a clean 65%. You are not taking another Boom Burst. That is a dead fortress, ladies and gentlemen. He really thought that he could take the Boom Burst. Nothing can take the Boom Burst. It's Boom Burst. Boom! I need to calm down. Sorry. Okay, let me straighten up my tie, you know. Iron out my clothes. Alright, anyway, so the fortress is gone, but this Heracross here is definitely a problem. I really have no choice but to stay in and let him kill me. Unfortunate as that is, because this thing could have done a lot more damage if if it had gotten the opportunity, but I didn't really have anything to switch into this Heracross. I didn't want him to predict my Talonflame to come in, so I didn't switch in my Talonflame. I didn't want him to go for the rock move, because I actually need my Talonflame, especially because it can revenge kill this thing. But anyways, I'm going to go out to my Talonflame now. I'm going to go straight for the Brave Bird, just in case he wanted to stay in for some ridiculous reason. Even though I knew he wouldn't stay in at all, obviously. It's a freaking Choice Scarf Heracross against a Talonflame. So he brings in his Donphin. I'm going to go for the Brave Bird. It does a quarter. I was like, oh, that thing is not defensive. Defensive Donphin is not going to take a quarter from a leftovers Talonflame Brave Bird. It's impossible. So that thing's probably offensive. I'm going to go out to my Bengiras because I knew he'd most likely go for the rock move. Since he is offensive, he probably has some type of rock attack. Most likely Stone Edge, and alas, we see the Stone Edge. Stone Edge was going to destroy my Talonflame, so I had to switch out. It actually did not do anything to my Tyranitar at all. I was actually surprised. But now I'm just going to stay in, go for the Stealth Rock. He does not have his Sturdy intact, so I figured he's going to kill me with the Earthquake after I go for my Stealth Rocks. I couldn't have been more wrong. He goes straight for the Rabbit Spin. He is not trying to have me set up my rocks for any reason. I really thought he was going to go for the Earthquake and take me out, so That kind of ruined my plans, but here I'm just going to go for the crunch. He doesn't have leftovers, so a Donphin without leftovers is not really the best because he needs leftovers. He doesn't have any type of reliable recovery, so leftovers really do Donphin a lot of good. But anyways, he is actually going to go for the roar after I go for the crunch and get the defense drop. I'm going to switch right back to my Tyranitar. The video kind of messed up a little bit right there, huh? I'm not sure if I'm imagining things. Anyway, sorry, I got a little sidetracked. I'm going to go right back to my Tyranitar. He is going to switch out to his Heracross. That was a good play on his part. Not sure if he was predicting me to switch back into my Tyranitar or if he was predicting me to go for the Earthquake. Either way, he has the advantage here, so it doesn't really matter what he was thinking. I am going to stay in, but he actually predicts my Talonflame to come in, which is really, really ironic. Because I definitely just left my Tyranitar in against the Heracross. But then again, I really had no choice but to stay in. It was too risky to switch out. So if anything, I'd rather him take out my Tyranitar than him take out my Talonflame or potentially anything else. So I decided to stay in, which was, you know, the correct move, obviously. So now I have a few options. I actually predicted his Donphin to come back in, which is why you guys are going to see me go out to my Lucario. But then again, even if he did decide to stay in for some weird reason, Lucario can take rock moves like, you know, all day and all night because of the typing that he has. So I'm going to take this opportunity to Mega Evolve and get nice and beefy, go for the Aura Sphere. My plan was to switch in my Lucario and maybe set up on that Heracross, but he switched out and brought in his Donphin, so it doesn't really matter. But either way, I'm going to be able to Mega Evolve, take out the Donphin. Once again, he's going to bring in his Heracross. As you guys can see, this thing is a problem, like I said earlier. It has the ability to pretty much OHKO every single Pokemon I have on my team. So I'm going to send out the weakest link. I'm going to send out my Mangirasu. And he is going to take it out with the close combat. Like I said, this is the weakest link. I already got my rocks up. I don't really need this thing anymore specifically for any of his Pokemon. If I did need it specifically for one of his Pokemon, I would have kept it alive, obviously. But that's not the case, so I switched it in to die. So now I'm left with a few options. I can go out to my Choice Scarf Garchomp, which you probably wouldn't expect. Or I could go out to my Talonflame. I decided to go out to my Garchomp. I can save Talonflame for his Gyarados later if it decides to get cheeky and start dragging this, and I can hit him with that priority Brave Bird, son! Anyways, I'm going to go straight for the Choice Scarfed Outrage. Completely destroy this Heracross. Apparently he didn't expect it because he was like, how are you faster? And I was like, Styles, come on, man. Just use your head. If you're a Choice Scarf and I outspeed you, I must be Choice Scarf. Like, it's really not that hard. Anyway. Anyways, I'm forced to go for another Outrage here, even though I'm intimidated because Outrage is a 2 to 3 turn move. That was the first lesson taught at the Shofu School of Wi-Fi Battling. I'm going to go for the Outrage, like I said. It's not going to do that much, especially since he Mega Evolved and got even more bulky. But it still did like a third. I was actually surprised. He actually goes for the Dragon Dance. I could risk it and go for another Outrage because I am still faster than him. But he actually makes a completely wrong move here and goes for another no, he doesn't go for another Dragon Dance. That would have been the right move. He goes for the Ice Fang. He probably thought I was going to stay in. I didn't really have to stay in at all because I do have the Talonflame. I could have stayed in, actually. It wouldn't have made a difference. But either way, I'm going to switch out because I don't want to be confused and I don't want to die. So I'm going to send out my Excadrill. He uses the Ice Fang, gets the critical hit. Doesn't really matter. He would have taken me out the next turn regardless. So I'm going to be able to send back out my Garchomp and go for the Earthquake because he's not a flying type anymore, even though he's off the ground. I can go for the Earthquake and I can, you know, kill him. Destroy him! Yeah, I'm going to do just that. Send out my Garchomp, which is definitely faster because I'm Choice Scarf. And I'm going to go for the Earthquake and I'm going to destroy him! And his last Pokemon is going to be also destroyed by the Earthquake, considering that it is a Volcarona at half health after taking damage from the Stealth Rocks. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is the battle. Victory for young Shofu. I'm coming through. I'm coming through. Whoa. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, not going to be able to respond to all the comments. I guess I can respond to the ones that they allow me to respond to. Not really sure how that works yet, but I guess I'll figure something out. Thank you guys for watching once again. Like I said, leave your suggestions in the comment section, and for the Pokemon you want me to use, that is. and I'll try and get to most of them. If it's just something completely ridiculous and garbage, I'm not going to use it. But if it's something reasonable, something viable, I will try my best to make that Pokemon, and I'll get to work breeding and EV training. But until then, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm out of here. Bye.